Dan Campbell. Now, Brad Holmes spoke, and he has a little bit more GM speak than, like, they're a transparent organization. Detroit Lions are.
Yes.
I feel like they've never held like any cards just in terms of like certain or specific names. Maybe they haven't like said things, but in terms of plans, I think they've been transparent what they want to do, what they plan to do, and Brad Holmes is like the one that's close to the vest, but the one who's transparent, the one who cries at press conferences.
Yes. Yes, he does.
The one who makes sexual innuendos. Dan Campbell spoke about the quarterback situation yesterday, and I can buy Brad Holmes having some GM speak.
Yeah.
I can buy Brad Holmes bullshitting or setting up like fake flags. That man speaks his heart.
He does.
That man
speaks truth to power.
Speaks truth to power. Facts.
Facts.
Big
facts, bro.
Big facts. Detroit Lions. All the Goff gobbling y'all been doing. Every single scenario I've given you outside of actually trading the man, Dan Campbell put right there in front of you on a fucking platter.
Yes.
We went to talk about the revival of the offense.
Little soup dish.
We talked about the revival of the offense. What is the first name he mentioned? Credit to Ben Johnson.
Yes.
What's the person we've been crediting?
Ben Johnson.
Ben Johnson.
We got hold for doing it first.
We got hold for doing it first for sure. But then it came to fruition, right?
Yeah.
We were told it was Goff. That's what it sounds like to me. But that's who we were told it was. But the head coach of the football team, first name popped up was Ben Johnson.
Yes.
Matter of fact, we heard Jared Goff speak on the revival of the offense. It was Ben Johnson.
Ben Johnson.
Okay, so that part checks off.
Amon-Ra St. Brown.
Ben Johnson.
Ben Johnson.
Okay, let's see that.
DJ Chark.
All right, 1 point for us. 1 point. Are we? You're not Gryffindor. What house are you in?
Slytherin.
All right, 1 point Slytherin.
Hell
all right,
yeah.
that's one for us. Okay, cool. Now, GMs, I asked you guys yesterday. I don't know what was going on over there just now. I missed it. I ADD'd that one. What?
Parcel tongue.
Anyway. Look, I'm not gonna rub it in anybody's face. I'm not gonna tell them to cry in the bathrooms because they're bitch boys and all that stuff like that. Because I did that yesterday.
You did. You went on a warpath.
I got that out of my system yesterday.
Yeah.
But goddamn, it's competence, and it feels good as a Detroit Lions fan. That's the thing that pissed me off with the Goblin is like, I spoke to you yesterday a little bit too though. It's like as a fan, if you're a fan of the fucking team, how can you not want what's best for the team?
Yeah. He said he's bought us time, which is.
Sounds kind of like a bridge quarterback situation.
Like bridge over something. I'm just saying, He even said, he was like, Goff's not going to be here for the next 10 years. He's not a rookie.
Correct.
So, sounds like they're trying to develop a young quarterback.
And precisely, indubitably. That's the exact word that Brad Holmes used yesterday, develop. And it's so funny, the amount of denial that I'm seeing out of the Detroit Lions fan base. And you guys know I love it. We're all one pride, for sure. But, like,
one pride.
These motherfuckers, a backup. Yeah.
That's what happens.
That's how you
develop a young quarterback.
Yeah, what the fuck you talking about?
He's not going to start day one. Oh, no, shit, idiot. Like, come on.
Hey,
what do you think? We're just going to draft a guy and put him in right? No, that is not developing. Developing is playing behind somebody for a year as a back up. Oh, good job. Yeah, you want a cookie, you fucking idiot. Like, that is what happens in the NFL. Unless you are the number 1 pick in the draft or the number 2 pick in the draft or you're Russell Wilson playing behind Matt Flynn, you normally need to develop a little bit. Look what happened with Zach Wilson, bro. Got turned in the fire and he's dog shit. Like, maybe if he developed behind a good quarterback for a year or so, he wouldn't be just a handsome mom fucking bum and he would actually be a good quarterback. This is what happens. This is what they're saying. Open your eyes, you dumb. No, I'm just kidding. But honestly, they're saying it. They're planting seeds. They're going to sow the crops, and then eventually it will bloom, and the fruit of their labors will be shown in a quarterback ready to lead the team. Jared Goff, like he said, they bought them time. Obviously, by those comments you're saying when he got here, it was up in the air. They didn't know what they had. And Jared Goff had a great year. He gave them flexibility to not have to be like, oh shit, we have to draft and start a guy right away. Because the rest of the team, it's coming along pretty quickly. The rest of the team is looking like it's there. So because Jared Goff is playing well, they had the flexibility, or in Dan Campbell's own words, he bought them time to develop a young guy.
100%.
Just saying.
And that wasn't like one of our bullshit.
Bryce Young's 5'6", by the way.
And I love my guy Stick. Stick filling on the Morning Woodward show, Adams in rehab, or whatever I was reading in the Woodward Sports chat earlier. But one of his statements against the philosophy or theory or whatever was like, you do that when you have a team ready. And if last time I checked, weren't the Detroit Lions the fourth or fifth favorites to win the NFC? So it sounds like the team's almost ready.
You're
close. Ushering in another draft class this year, on top of possibly another free agency class. It's something we're going to talk about a little bit later.
Yes.
It feels like this team might be ready. And by the way, you're not just handing them the franchise, just as we just said. You're not handing them the keys to the franchise immediately.
Yeah.
You have that 1 year waiting period.
Mm-hmm. 2 years, honestly.
And that's the other part where I don't get there's a beef at all too. Is like your guy still has every opportunity to prove himself.
Yeah.
Jared Goff is still the starting quarterback of this franchise.
I think it's because they know.
They do.
And they're scared.
But I don't know why they're scared.
I don't either.
Don't be scared. We got a regime. The Detroit Lions are finally doing it, guys.
Yeah.
They're finally doing it the right way, the smart way. They're doing the things that you got to watch other teams do year after year after year, and you're just like, damn, it's crazy. Like the 49ers were just like the second or third pick after us, and now they're in the NFC Championship. Like, and we're still fucking drafting top 5 again. Yeah. Why does this happen to us every single year? This regime is different.
It's different.
This regime is smart. This regime it's everything you've ever wanted. Everything you ever wanted. Isn't that a Backstreet Boys song? Anyway, doesn't matter. I'm happy. All right, and for all the gawkers out there, the gawk 5000s or 16s, I'm gonna call them gawk 16s. Your boy is still
Tim K.
He's still balling.
Tim K. King Gawk in the Woodward Sports chat says, "I hate to break your heart, man, but Jared Goff will be the Lions quarterback for the next 5 years. You don't move on from Pro Bowl quarterbacks like they grow on trees." You know what? He's right. He's absolutely right. What will the Baltimore Ravens do without Tyler Huntley? What will the Baltimore Ravens ever be able to accomplish if Tyler Huntley isn't their quarterback? He's a Pro Bowl quarterback.
Dude,
they don't just grow on trees. They're not just backups who throw 2 touchdowns a season. Like,
the Rams never recovered from trading Goff.
Never recovered.
As soon as Goff left,
yeah,
straight to shit.
They moved on. Yeah, it's awful. It's a terrible situation.
Got a couple of jewelry, but straight to shit.
Straight to shit.
How can a team ever move on from a guy like Goff?
I don't know.
Alex Smith, the Chiefs, straight to shit.
Yeah, he was a Pro Bowl quarterback.
Brett Favre was a Super Bowl winner.
Yeah,
Green Bay never recovered from that.
Never.
Patriots, Drew Bledsoe.
Yeah, it's terrible.
Dude, how these guys, listen.
Imagine moving on from, like a Hall of Fame quarterback like Joe Montana.
You know why these quarterbacks?
You could never recover from that.
Could never, ever.
No, not a chance.
Impossible. There was a comment from Patty Grimes that I wanted to address while we were in during the commercial break. It says Easy thinks franchise quarterbacks grow on trees, and that's not the case. I don't think franchise quarterbacks grow on trees. I just think,
dude.
Go ahead.
Is Goff a franchise quarterback? Yes or no? I personally don't think so.
You got traded. I don't
it's like
franchise quarterbacks.
This Lions team, you guys wholeheartedly believe in Brad Holmes. Wholeheartedly trust Brad Holmes. Every decision he makes in the draft, I'm going to stand with it. Except him going out and getting a quarterback. Like, that's the one thing you're like, no, he can't do that. There's no way. Nobody could ever do that. Like, have faith in the man. You know he's able to identify and acquire talent in the draft. Why would that be any different? Why do you not have faith in that? Are you just that chicken shit that you're scared to move on from that? Like, come on now. Nobody's saying, any quarterback they draft is going to be better than Jared Goff. That's not what we're saying. We're saying you identify the one you want as Brad Holmes. You draft him. You sit him behind Jared Goff. Let him develop and then give him the keys to the car. That is what happens. Like, I just don't get it. It literally makes no sense at all to where you guys can be so wholeheartedly Brad Holmes, this regime, they're doing everything right. They're making all the right picks. I believe any pick they're going to make is going to be good unless it's a quarterback. They'll never get better than Jared Goff.
Ridiculous.
It doesn't make any sense.
And here's the thing, too. Like, here's the reality of it is, like, Jared Goff is a good quarterback. Jared Goff is a quality quarterback.
He had a very good year. He had a very good year.
For sure. within the right system, with the right pieces, and in the clip we showed you before, in all seriousness, because that was kind of, I was being a little bit of a dickhead there, but it's like try to help you explain or help break it down for you guys to understand. I don't. You really can't at this point. If you guys see that guy and you thinking he's a top 5 quarterback or franchise quarterback, I can't save you. I can't save you on that one at all. But I can tell you that quality of quarterback can be drafted within the first round.
Yes.
And for all the Goff 16s in the chat, give me the one, or if he's top 5, like you say, 2 to 3 things that Jared Goff does better than any other quarterback. I love Stick. Sat in this chair this morning and told you guys that Goff was the second best quarterback in the NFC. A lot of injuries in the NFC this year. All right, Matthew Stafford was down. That's a guy that literally the Rams traded for rather than Goff. Like it wasn't a reality of the situation. To articulate it another way too, you guys, do you think the Seahawks should draft a quarterback? A lot of people probably thinking so, right? Like, why would you pay that guy? You have an opportunity to draft it. Same situation here in Detroit, and they made the playoffs with him. Lions didn't this year. Came very close. Matter of fact, it was just that Seahawks game riding on it. If the Seahawks would have lost, Detroit Lions would have been in. But you have Ben Johnson, who can make these things work with less than stellar talent. And I'm not even trying to. It's the same way the PFF guys put it. He's a starting caliber quarterback in the NFL, and that's exactly what Jared Goff is. Like, bad. That's what we say when we're being mad or trying to be funny and shit like that. But the reality is, he is good because bad is Tim Boyle. All right, and Jared Goff isn't that.
No, he had a great year.
He had a great year.
Can't take it away from him. He had a great year.
But that caliber of guy who's not top 10, not top 5, and factually, like skill set wise, like that's not worth paying 15% of your team's salary cap. I don't need and to Patty Grimes' point, I don't need a franchise quarterback. I just need a guy in that rookie deal who could at least get done. Before this year, I don't think Jalen Hurts was ever seen as a franchise quarterback.
No.
Did he look the part this year? Yes, but did he look the part with other pieces around him?
Yes.
Yes. Did Jared Goff look the part with other pieces around him?
Yes.
And that's when both those guys, Jalen Hurts and Jared Goff, were on rookie deals. That's the moral of the story. That's the moral of the NFL. Year after year after year after year. The 12% rule isn't something I just pulled out of my ass. You guys can go back and do the homework yourself. It's all there. Patrick Mahomes is the first one to break it, and Patrick Mahomes is fucking Patrick Mahomes. So unless Jared Goff is performing to the level of Patrick Mahomes, can do the things that a Patrick Mahomes can do on the football field, both on the run or just from the pocket with a fucking whatever the hell was wrong, the high ankle sprain,
and no receivers.
I don't want to pay them $1 over $15 million.
Yeah, I'm just saying, like you guys know, I've been talking about it for months now. I want them to go defense. I want that cornerback, and I want an interior defensive lineman. But just the blatant disregard of a quarterback situation is kind of irresponsible. Like, especially when you have both of them coming out and saying that. Could it be a smokescreen? Yes. But that also means they're thinking it. They're knowing it. They're planning for the future. They want to develop a guy. They want to address that quarterback spot. Regardless, like I said, regardless of where it is, they're getting a quarterback in the draft this year. I don't think it's going to be in the first round. Personally, I think, like I've talked about how I like Clayton Tune in the 6th round. Yeah, Hendon Hooker in the 3rd or wherever he falls to. But I'm just saying, these guys are telling you, and you're not hearing it. Again, I don't think it's going to happen in the first round. I don't really want it to happen in the first round. I've talked about Christian Gonzalez and how much I love him. I've talked about Calais Cansey, how much I love him. Different guys in different spots with those first 2 picks. But when you're in the 6th spot, and my rule, when you're top 5 in the NFL draft, there are 3 positions you draft, which are the most important 3 positions in the NFL. That is someone who protects the quarterback, a left tackle or right tackle, depending on which way your quarterback throws the ball, someone who attacks the quarterback, and an edge rusher or an Aaron Donald type interior defensive lineman, and a quarterback, which are irrefutably the 3 most important positions in football. And you're just outside of the top 5, so somebody might slip. I'm just saying, again, you guys know I want Christian Gonzalez, you guys know I want defense, but I wouldn't be surprised and I wouldn't poo-poo it if it happened.
And to Spinny's point too, like I don't necessarily need it to be in the first round. Just address it. Jalen Hurts was in the first round pick. Dak Prescott was in the first round pick. Tom Brady was in the first round pick. Russell Wilson was in the first round pick. Like, it doesn't have to be the first round. Because if I'm being 100% honest with you as well, like I'm picky with these guys too. In theory, I would have to ride with whoever it was that they decided to go away from the people that I like. And the guy that I like number one overall is C.J. Stroud. Especially following the Jalen Carter news, I doubt that he's going to be there.
After
the other one, like the Anthony Richardson stuff, and that's what this was actually supposed to be about. And we have Russell Brown coming on shortly too, NFL Draft Scout. You guys see him on PFF. You guys see him on the Woodward Heavyweights. You see him all over the place at this point. But he's coming on too. But the other person that's been talked about, in fact, the Detroit Lions interviewed yesterday, was Anthony Richardson. But Spinny, you got something?
I just don't understand. Like Paul Thomas in the Woodward Sports Chat. I think it's funny actually because Goff is going to be our QB for a long time. Most.
How do you?
What evidence do you have that goes to that fact? You literally just heard your GM and head coach say the complete opposite. So what evidence do you have that points to that fact?
Yeah,
I'm waiting. Are you willing to sign Jared Goff to a $40 million contract when his contract's up? Are you going to do that? Because I'm not. And he's not going to take a pay cut, especially if he continues to play at the level he played at last year. So tell me how much longer he's going to be the Lions quarterback, please. Tell me how he's going to be the Lions quarterback for a long time after your head coach literally just said he won't be.
Literally just said he wouldn't be.
So, it's okay. You know more than Dan Campbell and Brad Holmes about the Lions and their future, though. That's you. I'm just going off of what the GM and head coach just said.